There we go.
Computer overheats, die.
Oh, don't say that. Because we are now live. And yeah, if that was actually caught on on the stream, we've not been playing D&D for some while at the now, purely because
I can't even remember what the D stand for.
Don't.
It's been
We
so
could try and make them up, but it'll not be clean.
No.
So yeah, we've not played for a few months now, but that's purely because of Christmas, New Year, birthdays, and then I had some severe computer issues where just switching my computer on, it overheated and died. So, but I've brought it back to life.
And Aidan moved house.
Aidan moved house. There's been lots of things going on, but now we are back at it, and we should, fingers crossed, be back at a D&D session every other week. So, welcome to the Nerd Theorists playing NerD&D. And yeah, way finally. So, Gaz, what is happening on the Nerd Theorist channel?
Lots of stuff. Lots of
great stuff.
For the oldies, especially, Warhammer: The Old World, Warhammer Fantasy is back as Warhammer: The Old World, and myself and Dave are very, very excited. There's going to be lots and lots of content on that. There's going to be a comparison between Old World and Kings of War, as we play both. And with Kings of War being model agnostic, it means that we can use the Old World model.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
on
Building and
our
painting.
socials, we're going, because obviously Tom has got some new Kings of War treats for his Empire of Dust army over Christmas.
Lots.
Rash has all his Dark Angels. I've got all my vampires. So we'll be doing some live streaming, painting, chatting. We're basically what we do with a normal, evening, just talking shit and streaming it at the same time, basically.
Yeah.
So on the socials.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep an eye on that because that should be fun. Huge apologise for the brief disconnection we had in the middle of that because we lost the beginning of that halfway through your Old World spiel.
Yeah, I was just going to say we lost connection to the Foundry as well.
Yeah.
It's all going to be mid. Just watch it.
It will just... So... All we're saying is subscribe, hit the notification channel, and you won't miss out on anything. We're on Facebook as well now. We've got a proper Facebook channel, so go and check that out. As well as our Insta and, I was going to say Twitter, but it's X now. X!
And merch. And merch.
And merch. Check out the merch.
Yes, we did.
Oh, yeah.
We did. We just about had the merch last time. But it's awesome. We don't officially have a shop front yet, but it's awesome. I mean, those t-shirts and hoodies are amazing. And they've had a good several washes now, and they've turned out, they wash great. Because that's always the worry when you've made stuff. He lives in it.
In this hoodie.
It's true,
and yeah, quality. There's no fracturing on the paintwork. It's good quality stuff, man. Good quality stuff.
Great. So, on that note, we will dive in to D&D, to where we left off. So, where it left off, well, I'll do a bit of a recap. Having abandoned Angel Run, which is what you did, really, to the zombie hordes. For them to
we escaped Angel Run, I think.
Yeah.
And left all the citizens to die. So
we helped a few.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure you did. Yeah, okay. So and then you left them there, and then you moved on, and you went and visited Meridian's genetic father's old farm, and went and found your adopted father's gift that he left you at your genetic father's old place before your
I worked on the lock first time.
Before your dad, the stream appears and But hey ho, we're back. I think you're all here. Cool. Well,
Yeah, I think it's calm.
right. Cool. Well, you managed to pick up a keystone and a ritual to activate it to transport you to an unknown place, which turned out to transport you to another realm entirely, where Daddy Trevelyan, he has his own kind of study there, and certain documents which you got away with a crystal ball of scrylepathy and a 2 tomes of research that he was doing into the old gods, and 2 tomes of his personal diary, which you also did away with. But whilst you were there were also some workshops where you found 2 dwarves which had been previously making shield guardians for the Hatherian army before they swaned off and went to invade Alzadora. But you, having tried to persuade your way into these, they weren't having any of it, and you ended up having to kill them. But they did not have any other shield guardians there for you to be able to pinch, just the ones they were using to defend themselves. But also in this realm, just happened to by chance find Thunder, your long-lost companion who started this journey with you long, long ago. Who was long ago captured by the Hatherian Secret Service, effectively, and taken to God knows where. Turned out it was taken there, to Fort Epsilon. And you managed to sneak your way in, rescue him without a lot of bloodshed, a lot of wounds, and a few stabs in the back, literally and figuratively. So you managed to escape your way out after Colonel Pemberton managed to make a bit of surprise entrance at the end to nearly capture you and Thunder again. But you managed to get away after scratching your heads as to how he could possibly have survived after you literally buried him. And you made it back to the real world, the material plane. You were about several hours ride away from Havenford. So currently, time of day is approaching midday. You've spent a good part of the day fighting your way out of Fort Epsilon and into and out of. It seems noticeable, even though you're getting towards the heat of the day. I mean, it's a nice enough day, but compared to a realm with a massive lake of lava in it, it's the air is refreshingly cool, and it's nice, and you're all having a bit of a breather and a sit down. Did you activate the ritual circle, or teleportation circle rather, inside your camp? Or
he'd walked away, hadn't he? He'd gone for
No.
he'd slide off for a piss.
No,
No,
he's
that's when I went the first
he
time.
came. He came back,
Yeah.
told you
I
all,
came back
and you all
and then-
travelled together.
Yeah, and did it at the camp.
So yeah, we'll say you're
No,
back
no.
at camp.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because I know you'd left the camp set up, so I can't imagine they've wandered far. So yeah, you've managed to make it out with Thunder and these extra items that you've managed to pilfer. All somewhat worse for wear, and somewhat lacking in spell slots after.
I was going to say, despite the time of day, can we all just please go to bed? Because
Well, can any followers here?
so sorry, Hector, you're asking me. Did you not just
You-
see
what,
Did you not just see what just happened there? Do I look and act like a person that knows what just happened? No, I haven't got a fucking clue. I have no idea. I didn't even know Dad had a realm, let alone an office in it. I've no clue whatsoever. I imagine not. Based purely on the magic. I can't think how they could, because it wasn't a teleportation circle here to that teleportation circle. It was a spell that took us from our location to that circle. So
Okay.
I don't think
Okay.
so. However, if they do appear and kill us, not my fault. It's just advice.
All right.
That is well remembered,
that's
because that's
good enough for
exactly
me.
how it worked. Yeah.
That's good enough for me. Thunder, how are you? It's been 2 months, by my reckoning. What the fuck has they been doing with you?
What took you so fucking long?
We thought you were dead, man. I've not stopped looking for you. I've tried, but we couldn't find you.
We did, to be honest, Thunder. I mean, nearly everyone that came into contact with us has died. We just assumed you were dead. It's just, that's how it's gone, to be honest.
You can't get rid of me. But he,
Oh.
I thought he called me a cunt.
I thought he said
You
that as
cunt.
well.
You cunt. Get rid of
sorry.
me. No, he, as much as he's talking to you, he's just regularly zoning out. He's been through some shit.
Yeah.
You gave him here the lyre, didn't you?
Yeah. He still needs to attune to it.
He hasn't attuned to it, but he's looking at it in amazement. But you get the idea that he's looking closely at this just to not focus on anything else right now.
Yeah. All right. Let's get a good meal in you, Thunder. Have we got any decent booze lying around? Anybody? You look like you need a drink.
Brom has the magical tankard, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
He's the jug of the alchemy jug. That's the one.
Alchemy jug of
which can
Vegas.
make beer. Was it like gallons of beer or whatever it was?
And he's not here to stop us. So we'll have that in.
Yeah. Grom happily hands it out, and it's never the best beer, but it's magically produced free beer. So there you go.
Which is the best beer?
Which is free beer. Is always good.
Free beer. Free beer is the best
Free
beer.
beer is the best beer. So let's.
You all start having a chug, and are you wanting then to have a long rest now?
What time did you say it was? Did you say it was lunchtime?
Midday.
It's around midday, yeah.
I mean, does it? I mean, we're still on the trail of the army, aren't we? Does it really matter if we're travelling at night? We've got enough of us with dark vision, and we've got your magic light up shield, and
what was the?
Well, yeah.
We were planning. I've just thought. Harul's been traveling. Harul's been traveling with us.
Yeah,
they can clearly get people back from the dead. If they ask him, he's gonna tell them everything he knows about what we were planning to do. So he knows we were planning to head to the mountains and pass through the dwarf thing. Old dwarfen stronghold. This is
the old Grommune.
Yes, but will they be bothered? I mean, we're talking about an invading army. The majority of the soldiers are already in Azadora. We're quite a way behind them.
No, they're not. They're still on their way down. We're heading that way to try and cut them off. So we're trying to get to Azadora before they get, because they're going down, aren't they? Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're heading all the way down.
I'll put the map on.
But are they going to be bothered? Are they going to be bothered about that group? I mean, we've not been very good at this whole adventuring thing.
I think
we've
they will.
accidentally killed a lot of people.
We're the only 2% that could not get now the door ran. and tell the people, get to the people in charge that can muster some sort of defense. It's going to be better than them walking in and getting.
I suppose.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was our plan. We get there ahead of them, and we try and alert
No,
someone.
you're
tell
absolutely
someone.
right, Hector. Now you've said it in a different accent. I absolutely remember exactly what was supposed to have happened. What's the alternative?
I don't know.
If we follow the original plan, yes, Harul does know. But the only reason we had that plan is because we didn't have any other choice. The only way we've got of cutting them off is to go through the Gromune. Any deference in that route is going to put us behind them. So I say, take a gamble.
We stick to it.
Crack on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when we're going through the Gromune, someone once told me that if you find any old wells with skeletons sat next to them, don't touch them.
But what if I use the skeletons myself?
Ah.
What? Bring it back to life.
Yeah.
And then it decides that the one thing it never got to do while it was alive was bungee jumping.
Out of interest, how long does it take to attune?
An hour. 1 hour. So it's up to you if you wanted to take.
Well, but I would. No, just say personally, I would feel a bit safer if we all actually weren't like about to die and have no spells left. You know, regardless of whether we decide to keep on the same path or not.
Well,
if we get attacked, if we start moving on now and get attacked in the next couple of hours, we're pretty screwed. So
I'm just wondering.
I mean, if you're thinking of attuning, you do have a choice of attuning then long resting, or long resting then attuning. It's entirely up to you.
Can you do it while you rest?
No.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because you don't really want to be on watch while trying to attune to something, because you're not really watching, are you?
No, you won't be able to. Okay. Yeah, you could do it whilst you're on your watch, but you are not watching anything.
No.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And then you get stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
Potentially.
So it's been so long since we played. Was the plan to go back to the boat and sail round the bend, or had we cut across?
No,
cut out
had travelled up the Yorman Grand up to this bend here and decided to cut a majority of the way there and made camp for the night. You had a quick scout ahead
in the woods
to Havenford. You got to the bridge, which was...
And we were... Yeah.
You got to the bridge, but the bridge was out.
Oh.
The bridge was down.
So, I mean, we're pretty safe here. I mean, like, the chances of them getting anyone to us while we have a rest is very, very, very slim. I mean,
so, I'm just thinking
exactly
how we're going to progress. Because if we were going to go Havenford to get a boat, or we're going to go back get the boat that we have because the bridge is out, and if the bridge is out, it sounds like Havenford's probably overrun.
Well, no, they might have to put the bridge out to stop it being overrun. The bridge is out, nothing can get to them, can it? Because if they're on the other side of the river. So unless zombies can, well, they might be able to float, I suppose.
It's goblins in Havenford. It's not zombies.
Oh.
Yeah.
So either way, going into Havenford without resting is probably a very bad idea again. We want to be back to full strength, don't we, before we really...
My only thought was just if we were going back for the boat that we left, we could rest on a boat and sail it round.
Whereabouts did we leave the boat?
But we'd be travelling back.
You'd moored it up around here.
Probably.
Yeah, did you hear that?
And we're currently camping about here.
Yeah. It's about a day's.
All right, let's
a day's travel.
I still don't even feel comfortable moving throughout the day with the state of the party right now.
Okay, well,
I've got nothing. I'm absolutely you. I'm like watching porn on the radio.
really.
And
My-
I'm on.
My hit points are pretty low as well.
Oh yeah, mate.
But yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
So do
you
we
you
give
can
you
be
an
still
hour
set
to
up.
attune first and then rest?
It's up to you.
No,
I think we're better
rest.
safe,
I'll just
rest
safe
is
for
enough.
attuning out.
All right.
Right.
I may as well take the first watch and just let you all sleep.
I'll take first watch. I was gonna do like a bit of a perimeter sweep, just because if we've been away for a bit, something could have come close by, found our camp, could just be waiting in the bushes nearby, waiting for us to go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm already curled up in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fine then.
I'm out.
I'll have a quick walk around. I'm pretty okay. I've got
All right,
decent amount of
okay.
hit points and stuff, so
What,
I'm
you,
alright.
you going
All
on
right,
them?
fair enough. All right, well, I'll take.
I'll just not a massive perimeter, but a good I don't know.
That's fair enough.
Like,
Within eyesight, or
As long as you're still within range of the.
just to try and
Yeah, as long as you're still
Fine.
within range of this campsite and you can see us all.
Yeah.
You know.
all right. Make both
While we're
a perception and a survival, please. Perception to see if you can see anything in general, or survival
Oh.
for tracks and things.
They were both 16s, so my I don't think I've got a plus in any. Oh no, survival. Hang on, I've got a +4. So
Ooh.
survival's a unnatural 20, and the perception
20.
perception is just 16. But 16 is good for me.
16 in perception and dirty 20 for survival.
Dirty
Yeah.
20.
You do find some tracks that lead out
Okay.
both to and from your camp, but you suspect that they were Meridians sneaking out of the camp in the night. You don't find much of anything else, and no, you don't see anything either. So yeah, there's not much to see other than what you were expecting.
Okay.
So yeah, you get back to camp. Everybody's already putting their heads down, except for Cadell, who's trying to force himself to stay awake for the first watch.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
Yeah, looks pretty clear out there.
still patches of blood
You,
drying down his.
You head off to sleep. I'll take first watch.
Are you sure?
Yeah, fine.
Oh, well, I'm not going to argue. I'm a bit beaten up, like.
Yeah, you're looking. You don't look
Pouring
great.
down my face. Just picking some bullets out my shoulder, like, you know. Like. So yeah, I'll head off to sleepy time.
Mm-hmm. Cadell just sleeps where he falls.
Yeah.
And
Just like a tree. Just
yeah. So yes, you take first watch. Not a great deal happens. Yeah, you hear a little bit of movement. You suspect it was a small creature. It's a woodland at the end of the day. It's never going to be completely
Squirrels.
devoid. Yeah, of animal life. There's birds, small creatures, all sorts.
Rabbits.
Yeah, could have been anything. You didn't see what it was. Some movement in the bushes, but you suspect it wasn't anything major.
Yeah.
So then you get to the point where you're struggling to stay awake now, even if it's crossed midday, getting
Only
into the
midday,
early
innit?
afternoon. Yeah.
I think I could probably short rest this
Ooh.
because I don't need the sleep, so I won't get
No.
exhausted. Will I? No,
No.
and everything. Yeah,
you can.
I'll take
Whilst-
I'll take a short rest.
Whilst you're
Uh,
on watch, it can class as a short rest without you doing anything, because a short rest is just not doing anything major. If you're just sat there
Yeah.
looking out, that's a short rest. That's fine.
Yeah,
So you can have a short rest while everybody else has a long rest if you want.
I shall take that short rest.
And
Ooh.
for sake of speeding
Nice.
things up, we'll not a great deal happens.
Well, if he's still awake the entire time, then he can watch the whole thing, can't he?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah,
If he's
yeah.
only having a short rest. Yeah,
Yeah, he does, and that's fine.
Woo!
So
I love it when
everybody
you can
else,
click the long rest button.
click your long rest button. So you wake and when you wake, it's getting to the point where it's getting late in. Well, it's in early evening now. It's getting dark. It's not dark as such, but the sun is really low. It's getting towards dusk in the early autumn, as it is. So, what's your plan?
Before we set out thunder, I've been thinking, if you could attune to that lyre, I've had a thought. If you remember the song that you played that summoned the gods the first time round, maybe if you play it on that lyre, maybe we can beseech them and just try and get a bit of advice. Because they sent us on this journey and they sent us on this path, and
I'm not sure that's I'm not sure that's a good idea, because they're probably just going to see us and go, "What the fuck have you guys been doing?"
Well, then maybe they can help. They helped first time.
Oh, true, true. In fact, that's where I got my fancy sword from, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was, yeah. He's nodding in agreement. Over breakfast, he'll attune to it. It's absolutely fine. No issues there. And then after a little while, I mean, he's generally strumming away and plucking a bit of a tune on it. Nothing over you recognise. He's just becoming acclimatised to it and getting used to it. Then after a little over an hour, all been slowly munching bits of breakfast and such, you start hearing very familiar notes. That song you heard long ago in the crypt beneath Angel Run. He begins singing a song which is written in Alzadoran, if I remember correctly. Which, when he sang it the first time, he sang it in Alzadoran, but yet you oddly understood it in some strange magical way. This time, nothing. I mean, it's beautiful. It sounds amazing and eerie, and the lyre, even though it's ancient, has been underground in some dusty tomb for hundreds of years, that it still sounds amazing. And the song is beautiful and sad, but nothing magical seems to happen. No voices or visions.
No. Worth a shot. It was worth a shot. It was beautiful. Thunder well played. Zachariah Black would be he'd be proud of that one. Shall we make for?
Yeah, what is the plan, lads?
That's the question.
Gals.
Havenford.
Haverford. Yeah.
See if we can get a boat.
So with the bridge out, I mean, what sort of distance we're talking? Like how far across is this river?
We're talking like 25 to 30, 35 feet.
So if I tie a rope to myself and tie it to everyone else and then just swim across and drag them all, then it should be okay.
Not drag. Not drag us all. No.
What sort of current we're talking? Is it
no one else is going to even make an effort in swimming. They're just going to let you pull them along.
I'll just float on my shield.
Yeah. I mean...
Well, no, the actual idea would be to tie a rope to every person and then we all swim together so no one gets lost.
Daisy chain our way.
Yeah.
You know from where you visited
depending on
here
how
before,
strong the current is.
The current was reasonable. You know, it's a fairly major river, but it gets worse after the rivers converge into the Yorman Grand. It gets worse. So you think it's swimmable. It's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it's doable.
Well, what do we think?
So we'll pack up the camp and make our way to the bank of the river just to see the situation.
All right, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, because we might get there and think it might be going to shit on the other side of the river. Might be
we're going to have to
on
cross the
fire.
river regardless, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, it's not dark yet, so I should be able to get a good sight. I should be able to have a good scout.
As far as you can see,
as far as whatever a mile.
As far as the line of sight, will give you.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah.
So, yeah, you pack up your camp. It's a few hours journey to get to where the bridge was on the bank of the Yorman Miner. You get there, and yes, the bridge is down. As far as you can see of Havenford itself, there are across the river. There's a couple of boats moored up. There's a small, just a personal rowboat that's moored up, and there's a small barge that's tied up there as well.
Nice.
But that's on the other side. That's moored up on the opposite side, where the docks are.
We're coming from the western side.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, and they're moored up on the eastern side.
On the east side. Yeah.
How about our strongest swimmers? Two of them go to the rowboat. We get everybody and row across to the barge. How about that?
How big's this rowboat?
Well, the rowboat would fit. It's kind of almost like a gondola in shape. It's pointed at both ends.
So it'd fit the whole party.
Not comfortably. It
doesn't need to fit me in anyway.
But the barge should fit everybody.
The barge fit everybody. Yeah, I just mean row, go across, get the rowboat, come back.
What, me and you swim across and get the rowboat?
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're the most powerful swimmers, I'd assume.
I'd say.
I'm assuming athletics would be swimming.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a potent swimmer.
Is that with or without your armor?
I will doff my armor.
You're going to take, what is it, an hour to take your armor off? How long
does it take?
Is it an hour? I've forgotten how long it is. Or is it 10 minutes or something?
Can you not just throw Grom? How far can you throw Grom? He's not here to kick off about it. Just
chuck it off
into the boat.
How far were the boat? Like
30 feet.
Oh, can you mage? Can you mage?
I was thinking mage hand is 30 feet.
Pull it.
To be fair, I could just swim on my own and just go get it and bring it back. Saves you having to take your armor off. I can swim on my own and get in a rowboat and just row back.
Yeah, and we don't really want to be wasting spell slots.
Go for it.
Can we see how much of Havenford can we actually see?
Before we decide to
do
this.
So okay, of Havenford from here, you can see the dockside, which is usually bustling, especially at this time of day. You can't see any people.
There's the boat.
Yeah, well, there's the boats there. There's no active boat traffic coming and going. You can see the odd plume of smoke coming out of the town itself. Further in, you can't see the source of it as such, but there's something. But the buildings you can see directly opposite seem to be intact, but it's strangely quiet.
They're all dead.
Yeah, they're all
There
dead.
are. Well, not necessarily. Or if it's just some gobbos instead of people.
They're all dead and eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the people are dead. There's probably plenty of goblins in there.
Oh yeah.
It's still a bustling town.
Yeah, it's bustling with their own kind of things.
Their own kind of bustling. Well, yeah, I'm gonna.
Anyway, get to swimming, and I'll smack him on the ass.
I'm gonna go. Good old dive in.
Just as he's about to dive, Hector gives him a slap on the ass, and then off it goes.
Get to it.
So, an athletics then, please.
Hey, I get to roll.
Yeah.
I should have got my dice out.
First roll of the year.
Woo! And that is an 18 with a +8.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Sounds strong.
Yeah, I mean, it takes you longer than you'd like, because you are fighting against the current. You're having to effectively swim diagonally to go in a straight line.
Yeah.
But you make it to the other side without thinking that you were in trouble or anything. You get there fine. You reach I assume you're going straight for the barge.
No, I was going to go for the rowboat. Row back
All
across.
right, fine.
I'm assuming that was the idea, wasn't it? Because I can't man the barge on my own.
Can he man the barge? I was going to say, can he man the barge by himself? Because he could just come bring that over and.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd be.
Need sails.
It's a reasonable size. Yeah, you'd need somebody on the tiller at least. It's possible that a man of your size could row it, but it'd be incredibly difficult.
I'm rowing it in a big circle.
Yeah,
it'd be incredibly difficult. Yeah, you're guaranteed to be able to do the rowboat with no issue.
Yeah, I was just going to get
But
a rowboat.
you might not fit the entire party on in one go. You just have to go back and forth a couple of times. Yeah. So that's fine. You can do that. I'll not make you roll for that because it's a simple row and you're a big, strong fella. A massive, strong fella. Yeah, you just row back across, let a bunch of people in, row back across. Who's going first?
I'll go on first.
Yeah, because
just in case there's something on the barge or near the barge, in case we need to pull back some goblins. Who fancies doing that with me?
Stabby stab. I'm sure Fireball Boy might want to go with you.
Oh yeah, I'll jump on.
Fireball Boy or Fireball Girl, whichever you.
I'll jump on. So we're leaving Grom Thunder and Helena on the bank.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because they're all smaller as well.
They're fire support anyway, so they can.
Mm-hmm.
So I row Meridian and Hector back across then.
Fine, yeah. You row those two across, drop them off on the dock.
Yeah.
And go back for the others.
Set anything on fire.
Do we see any goblins immediately on the dock?
Make a perception check.
Oh.
Surely I would have spotted them if we had.
7.
If you were actively looking. And you didn't go up onto the dock, you just went into the boat and then rowed back.
Fair enough.
7. There's no goblins around. Fine.
Don't see any? No?
Meridian, we're in the clear. There's no goblins around.
Just right.
Excellent.
You guys just on guard.
Goblins suck!
I go start untying the badge. Getting ready.
All right.
And I'm going back across to pick up the other guys.
That's fine. Yeah, you head back across.
Meridian, check the badge for supplies and stuff.
And no goddamn fireballs, please.
Supplies!
Supplies.
Come on.
So yeah, you jump down into the barge whilst Hector is untying it. Cadell's rowing back for the others. You have a rummage around this barge. I'm not bothered making you roll for it. You know where they're all pretty standard barges that compared to you've been on a few now. And yeah, you look in all the storage compartments. There's a few basic skins of water, but nothing much beyond that.
Shit barge.
Still a barge.
Goblins.
Yeah, goblins have probably looted anything that was worth anything anyway.
So yeah, you then return, Cadell, back across the river yet again on your fifth journey across the rivers, and dropping everybody else back off on the dock on that side. You have to go up a little bit of a ladder from a rowboat because of the height difference. You get up onto the dock. So
break a sweat.
No, it's a bit of a light exercise, morning exercise. I say morning. You've woken up.
Hey,
Feels like morning.
cardio in. You know, got to get your cardio in.
So, what are you doing?
What
you
do I
stood
see?
You stood on an empty dock.
These eagle eyes see.
Hector and Meridian rummage around on this barge. Hector's untying it. On this kind of dock side, you've got like a couple of small warehouses. The kind of just out of sight, you see what looks like one of the inns that's on that kind of near that dock side. It's a workers' dock side. It's not going to be right on the dock front. But
do we give a monkeys about Averford? Should we just do one?
We need to get moving. Let's go.
Yeah.
Would there be anything of possible value in here, though? That's what I was thinking.
Nah.
Not if
It's not worth it. We need to go.
God, I really wanted to bash some copperheads.
Well, I'd like to bash some gobos, but it just seems like
there's nothing here for us.
I haven't set fire to anyone in ages, but you know, we are trying to stop a war.
It's like when you're playing a game and you're exploring a map and you're just leaving like a big great bit of unexplored map. Just
unlike a game, this ship progresses on its own. So like a game
you imagine with Skyrim, you do all the little side quests, and then eventually you get up to see the Greybeards, and they go, "No, mate, we've given it to someone else." Someone else's.
We serve dragons.
Someone else. Dragonborn. Yeah.
You do realise about
in that little crypt down at the bottom of the hill.
The first time I played Skyrim, I did about 150 hours before going and getting your first, going to the Greybeards and getting your first power word. Oh,
you're telling me to go this way? I'm going.
No, see you later. I'm not doing what you say. Right, okay.
Yeah. Well, I must have spent about 100 hours just shouting goats off the top of the mountain. It's mint. If you find a little outcrop that's slightly sloped upwards and you just sit there for ages until a goat and you're full side, and a goat just flies.
I love it. Right, so I will bow down to peer pressure and I will
let's sail the Yarmond.
I will jump on the bloody barge. As long as I haven't seen anything immediate to kill. I didn't see anything immediate.
There's nothing in your immediate line of sight, no.
Nothing I can shout at.
No people and no screams of people in agony of getting slaughtered by goblins, is there?
I mean, we can make another perception.
Got a contemplating face on.
Make another perception check if you want to have another change. Oh, here we go. You're back.
Oh,
change. Oh, here we go. You're back.
Oh,
is that I can hear it.
Hooray!
There we go.
So, it is quiet. So, you decide then to sail up the Yormond. So you're technically on the Yormond Minor at the moment. So you are all jumping in the barge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, why is my foundry not reloading?
No idea. On
other people
foundry. Just need to. Yeah, when you click go back, it should.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, I'm in. Okay. But I like to see the map as you're discussing these.
Yeah, of course. You all.
So we're on the west side, and then we're going to be going up, and it'll be turning right.
Yeah, you're taking the right turn up the Ormond. Yeah. So you all kind of get in the barge. I assume you're doing similar as to last time. Grom on the tiller, and Cadell and yourself rowing. Get the strong boys on the rows, on the oars.
Wouldn't it? Well.
What?
It could make more sense for me to be stood at the front and have you at one side rowing and have everyone else at the other side rowing, just to match out the strength levels. Just while I'm keeping an eye out, No, yeah, we'll do both of us rowing. It makes similar strength levels in it, so
You are similar strength levels. To say the size difference, you are similar strength levels.
I've got a rotator cuff problem.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Don't break a nail.
Yeah.
So, you raise dead on. But anyway, no. Anyway. But no. So you set off rowing. Did you both want to make or either both make an athletics, or one of you make one with advantage? Either which.
I'll do it with advantage.
I was going to say, should I do it with advantage?
Well,
or both of you do one then.
I've got +9.
All right, fair enough. You do it with advantage. You beat
you both have to roll the same, otherwise we're going to sway off to one side.
21.
Right. Fine. Yeah, that's fair enough. With Grom steering you and giving you directions as to who needs to be slacking up as you're starting to make the turn. You glide your way round. Like I say, you are going against the current, and as you get to the point in which the rivers meet, I'm sure there's probably a word for the point when rivers meet, but it's escaping me. That the kind of currents get a little bit choppy.
The fork of the river. I don't know.
The conjunction.
Yeah, whichever. You know where
Confluence.
Confluence.
Is it confluence?
Confluence.
Confluence. You get to the confluence of the river. Yeah, of course you did.
Yeah.
You get to the confluence of the river, and the currents get a little bit choppy as they swirl a little bit as they kind of meet each other and trying to figure out where they're going again. But you navigate it okay. It just takes a little bit of time. At which point it is thoroughly dark. And you can see in Havenford the odd glow, as though there are some sort of activity. Don't know what that is. Some sort of lighting. Again, you can't see the direct source of what it is.
Stop telling me.
I'm setting the scene, man.
Can anyone speak Goblin? None of us can speak Goblin, can we?
I don't think so.
No, it'd be Undercommon, I believe. Or is Goblin a language?
I think Goblin's
Undercommon.
Goblin's an actual language.
I think Goblin's, because I can speak Undercommon.
No, it was Undercommon. Like a thieves.
Undercommon's thief skills.
The thieves, that's the one. It's more like the criminal underworld kind of language.
Cockney rhyming slang, basically.
I think Goblinoid is. There is like a.
Right, thank you.
There is a language thing.
But you don't hear anything as such anyway. And you start sailing. I say sailing, rowing up the Ormond. You are passing a whole host of trees on what would be the left of your barge, and you get to the stone bridge, which you previously went on. You crossed over. It is still intact. You still see that there are certain parts of fortifications, which were set up last time you were there, which are still there. They weren't spectacular last time you saw them anyway, and they're still not amazing, but they are unmanned. You don't see anybody, and you can just about get the barge under the bridge. It's a tight fit between the supporting columns of this bridge. But you manage it. You have to kind of duck the oars in and kind of pull your way along the wall a bit. But you get there, and you get through, and you redeploy the oars again and start going. But again, you get some way past Havenford. The glow of the town is barely visible now. But Hector, you now take a point of exhaustion.
Oh.
Well, is it? I'm trying to think of what kind of the timing. Are you going to be rowing all night, basically? Are you going to get some sleep?
I think we swapped, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
because
gonna say,
it's going to be getting towards late evening.
At this
About
time
time
of
you've-
night, would it not just? I mean, would it not just be better to let the current carry the boat instead of?
Wrong way. The current, you're fighting against the current.
Oh right, yeah, the current's coming down into the lake. Of course.
Both the
right.
Yormund Minor
yes.
and the Yormund are flowing down, and then they meet each other and form into the Yormund Grand.
Right, of course. Right, so then yes, we should do shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we have, I mean, how many of us? There's 6 of us, isn't there? So
Yes.
if me and Hector take a turn, and then the other 4 take a turn, and then we swap. It'd keep us, because it's whether or not 2 people not as strong as us would be able to keep rowing and actually fight against the current. Otherwise, we're just going to be going backwards, aren't we?
It's highly up to you what you want to do.
Yeah, well, we'll give it a punt. If me, Helena, Grom, and Thunder.
Yeah, like the 4 of you, and then I can jump on the helm.
There's a small anchor, so if it looks like you're really struggling, whoever's on the tiller just chucks the anchor over, and you're like, right, give it a rest. There's no
We'll just
point.
wait until
We're
morning.
going backwards.
Yeah, we'll just wait till morning. Yeah. I mean, can we? That's the other thing. I mean, in this pitch dark, can we navigate it? I mean, can we even see where we're going?
Following a river, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, it's following the river. I mean, it's difficult to see the bank, and it's difficult to see any potential hazards, like any rocks that might be jutting out near the bank, things like that. So people are having to try and keep a keen eye out in the dark, because there's not much of a moon out tonight. It is pretty dark.
Sorry,
so,
I'm
I mean,
being
but
really dense. I'll cast dancing light around the.
I mean,
around
there
the
are
front
there are some people with dark vision. Grom and Thunder both have dark vision. But yeah, if you wanted to cast dancing lights, that's fine. That's up to you.
Yeah, it's a cantrip, so it doesn't use up any
can't-
spell slots.
I can't stop myself, but can you just say hello to Willow, because she seems to.
Oh, can you hear her? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hear the pity patter
Yeah.
of the feet and the little whiny, and I just thought.
I was
"Don't
wondering
ignore
whose
Willow.
dog it was. I was like,
Don't
who is
ignore her.
that?
Say hello to her.
She's trying to dig herself under her bed now.
Nah.
I don't want to disturb her.
I just heard the little clicky clacky.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right.
So, how quickly are we moving? That's just.
This was going to be my next
thinking.
question, actually. Like, where are we heading to? Are we heading to Bridge Reach?
Could it be?
It's quicker than walking.
Could it be
but
an
it's
idea?
Not spectacular.
Could it be an idea for us to be doing the polymorph into giant eagles, fly, take rests, and do that? Do we think that's quicker?
Surely that'd be way quicker.
Up to you.
I mean, we'd be flying.
We'd be using spell slots.
It's it's level 4 spell slots. That's the problem.
Do as much as we can with all the spells, then rest up. Let you gain your spells back. Do it again, and do that way.
Yeah, better than fighting the current.
Is that going to be quicker? Do we think?
Well, I mean, surely flying as a great
thinking...
eagle is going to be a lot faster. Just
flying is fast. Like
and it's as the crow flies. And there's no, not against current. I just thought because of this, there's a full like 8 hours where we're stopped still, not moving, whereas on the boat it's continuous move. I don't know whether the 8 hours not moving our ways.
But eventually we're going to have to sleep as well. I mean,
it's
even on the boat,
it's slow going on a barge.
Yeah, I think the fly thing then.
Where are we actually heading to?
How big is this barge?
The barge, I mean, it's not the biggest barge you've seen in the Hatherian fleet, but it'd be big enough for some supplies as well as yourself, some crates, I mean, you know.
If it was a creature, what size would it be?
You can't make the barge fly.
I don't know, can it?
I don't know.
I think it'd be large. Is it huge? Trying to think now. Because there's medium, which is 5 foot by 5 foot, large, 10 foot, huge, which is 15 foot, isn't it?
Bigger
and
than that, though, surely.
Gargantuan. Yeah, it's a bit bigger than that. Yeah. Yeah. If it was a creature standards, it'd be gargantuan.
Yeah, because even huge at 15 foot by 15 foot, that's not much of a barge.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, okay, just interested.
So.
Yeah, I think the flying idea is probably the best idea, because even if we have to stop and do a long rest to regain the spell slots, we're all still fully up to strength if anything did happen anyway. And it's only one spell slot at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, we're moving way quicker. Like, why the fuck are we even on this barge? Why
carry 2 each?
And then we all just fly.
Fly for an hour.
Could easily
we do the
carry
thing
them,
on Lord of the Rings, which everyone says, why didn't the eagles come at the beginning?
Yeah.
We actually
Why
do
didn't
that.
the eagles come at the...
Yeah,
because they didn't want to commit to the war at the time. God, he's been over this. God.
Do we want to do?
So we can fly for an hour at a time, can't we?
Yeah. Do we want to do the full lot of spell slots, like the 3 that we've got, to do 3 hours?
The problem with that is that if we do that and then we land to have a long rest and we land in some shit, you and me don't have our most powerful spell slots.
No.
I would probably recommend doing
do
2.
how many?
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't.
I mean, where are we heading to here?
You were heading to where Bridge Reach is, which is a human fort.
Which is manned.
Last time you knew, but that was decades ago. Yeah, and beyond that is where Grom was saying there was a village which the Grommune was had a trade deal with, and therefore also trade tunnels through the mountain between that town and the Grommune, which is deep in the mountains.
Do we need to go through Bridge Reach, or can we bypass Bridge Reach?
You pretty much have to go right past it.
The thing that's glaringly obvious in my mind now is if we are flying
and we get shot at.
No, I mean, we could just fly over the mountains, could we not?
Yeah, I was worried if they had some like big ballistas and things that could. You know.
I imagine Grom, you want to visit the Grommune, maybe, but
he was definitely wanting to.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
it's fair enough.
All right.
He's never been to his homeland.
We'll have to fly over Bridge. We'll have to fly over Bridge Reach anyway, won't we? So we can have a shufti.
Well, we can get closer. We can get closer. And we'll see.
Because if it still looks friendly, we just fly down and have a kip and pop into an inn for a couple of hours and have a decent night.
For reference, you're not reaching Bridge Reach in one lot of spell slots.
No,
we wouldn't.
No.
We could.
No, but that's the aim. That's where we're going.
Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking. How far would 3 hours of flight get us from where we are now?
So you are, let's say, about
we're
the
currently
from Havenford.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would 3 hours of flight get us?
Let's see. Did you catch
Yeah,
that?
we'll follow the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's the easiest way of
yeah.
navigating. So
Just a
I
quick
didn't know whether
sprinkle.
it cut off. Let's say 3 hours navigating, flying. Let's see, you'd get probably about here, or maybe here-ish.
So to get all the way to Bridge Reach, we're going to be doing at least like 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5
5
long
days.
rests worth.
Yeah.
So that's using spells continuously and landing to do the long rest, and then spells continuously, then landing, long rest, spells
Yeah.
continuously, landing, long rest, spells continue. So we'd have to do that at least 5 times to get to where Bridge Reach is.
Yeah. If nothing happens between that.
Yeah.
It's a big if.
I mean, having
Well, we'll
no.
have a good view from up high, won't we?
Yeah, I mean,
You
at least we
would,
know where.
yeah.
At least we know what we're landing into when we find a landing
Mhm.
place, and we'd only be without 4th level spells. We would have everything else. The party would still be. Me and Hector are
Yeah.
still at full
Yeah.
strength. Everyone's still got full health. You've still got all your level 3s, your level 2s, and
Level
I mean-
5's now.
Yeah.
all right, okay. And he's got a level 5 that he really wants to use.
Yeah.
I didn't realise you guys have
Let's
level 5
go.
now. So
Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah, we're going.
yeah, I think it's probably the best bet, because otherwise, rowing and then taking it in turns and then resting and then taking it in turns and then resting, it's going to take us way more than 5 days to get up this river.
Yeah.
I would say.
All right. So you're
Alright, let's
doing
go.
3 hours of flight through the night,
Yeah.
because it is getting pretty late now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as great
Okay.
eagles, I'm assuming, do we get? I don't know. Would you get dark vision as a great eagle, or would you just get the eagle eyes?
No,
like
you
what I've
get like eagle eyes, like what you've got. You don't have dark vision.
got? Right. Okay.
You get keen sensors, so it's advantage for anything to do with sight based, I believe.
Right.
So no, you don't get night vision.
No.
They're not a nocturnal creature at the end of the day.
No. I don't think so.
So yeah, I mean you can do that. So you can polymorph the 2 big ones. You'd have to do it one at a time for the size of the barge.
Yeah.
As big as the barge is, you can't have both of them on there at once.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
But yeah, you can measure it if you want.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, you can just whip out the measure. There you go. Go on, do a good measure. If you're going as
the crow flies.
as the eagle flies,
That's
yeah,
168 miles.
yeah, thereabouts.
But an eagle can fly
80 feet in 6 seconds.
So yeah, so you're making really good progress, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot faster than the barge.
Oh, a heck of a lot faster.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you polymorph Cadell first, and whoever's getting on the back of Cadell, it'd have to not be Helena, because Helena has to polymorph the next one.
Yeah.
So yeah, say Thunder and whoever else is getting on the back
Meridian.
of Cadell.
Thunder and Meridian are on me, and
On
then he can have
Grom and Helena.
Grom and Helena. Yeah.
Right, fine. Yeah, then you polymorph the next one, and you set off. You get flying. Excuse me. You've forgotten how amazing it feels to fly, because it is amazingly freeing. A little bit more worrying for those who are, well, I suppose anybody involved in this at night time, when it's incredibly dark and you can't see a great deal. You can't see the ground beneath you very well. Sometimes you make out bits, and you can barely hear the river beneath you as you get higher up. It's just a lot of darkness and silent, and it's a bit worrying. But you tend to have to fly a little bit lower to be able to see the river. and to be able to keep track of it, and just to aid your navigation. And you get to a certain point, and you have to stop, recast your spells, set off again. You do this a few times till it gets to a point where Hector is pretty tired now. It's getting early morning ish, as in like 1-2 a.m.
Yeah.
Hector's pretty knacked.
Yeah.
He hasn't had the long rest you guys have.
When it can't be sleepy time.
Yeah. Which, as far as everybody else is concerned, you've only been awake for 6 hours. Cadell's been doing a lot of physical exertion. You could still sleep.
Yeah.
Everybody else,
we've got
you can make do. Yeah.
Grom's got plenty of grog if anyone needs to help.
Yeah,
sleep.
a bit of nighttime tipple. Yeah. Just have a gallon or so of ale, you'd be fine.
So are we like on this mountain now, sort of, are we?
Thereabouts, yeah. You probably stay closer. It's up to you whether you'd want to stay closer to the river, just so you know, or whether you want to be closer to that or not.
Well, if we're setting off in daylight, as soon as we head up, we're going to see where the river is anyway.
It's true. It's going to be daylight. Yeah. I mean, that's not a representation of just being one mountain. It's a hilly region. as far as the map is concerned, it's a representation of a hilly region, not a singular hill.
All right. Well, we're landing here around near.
That's fine.
Near the water.
Yeah, fine. You can you can find yourself a reasonable point between hills that's relatively sheltered. Whoever wants to make a survival find yourself a good spot to make camp and then actually put your camp up.
I've got a +5. Anyone better than that?
Don't like that, Metrian. Stop it. You just want to put your tent up.
You're right. No, it is bad.
You want to do it, do it.
It's like,
just go for it.
There's no, it's like, these are my stats.
Right, it's 7 + 5, so what's that? 13. No, it's not. It's 12.
So was it 12, you say?
Yeah, 12. Yeah, 12.
Yeah. It's a reasonable spot. I mean, it's not the hardest. I mean, setting a camp up, you've done it a million times, you'll do it a million times more. It's just finding a reasonable spot to do so in the dark. You think it's alright. You know, weather-wise, it's nothing. It's not like trying to shelter from a storm or anything. You set up camp fine, and Hector pretty much just crawls straight into his bunk and sleeping furs, and he's out.
He's been up for many hours now, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. Many hours in different realms, and
yeah. What a day it's been.
Yeah.
Just pat him on the head. You get yourself to sleep, lad. You calm down.
Just thought, is anybody actually wanting to look over these tomes that you got from?
Me.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Well, there's several. There's the research books, or there's the personal diaries.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't know if Meridian was interested in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll
personal
in his dad's diaries.
Yeah,
we'll sit up and start looking through the books
because you're not going to be as tired. So I didn't know if this is an ideal kind of opportunity for you to do.
And I'm not even convinced that Hector can read. So
I don't think I can.
No.
Yeah, he pretends like he does, but there's no evidence of it.
No, I don't think I ever have.
So, who's reading what? Sorry.
I'll go through the diaries.
All right.
And I'll do
Research. Okay. Oh, what are you looking for? Anything in specific? Or are you just reading through it?
Yeah, just reading.
I'm looking for any mentions of the invasion.
Okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
Sure. make an investigation then, both of you, please.
Ooh.
Yeah, I get to roll something.
Yay!
Investigation. That's one.
That sounded like a really big D20, like you're throwing a ball down, like. Yeah.
14.
14.
14
Okay.
for me, yeah.
Alrighto.
13 plus 8.
Wow.
Nice.
It's
Plus 8.
Plus 8 on investigation.
Bloody
Well, I suppose it's an
Yeah.
intelligence trait, isn't it? Wizards, man.
Yes.
Wizards. Okay, so we'll start with Meridian then. So you're looking through for mentions of, so you know the rough dates which you're looking through. So you find the particular section, and you have the kind of like date range where you think they'd be preparing and such, and as you're kind of looking through it, you read sections on rising tensions that Daddy Trevelyan, it's Tiberius Trevelyan, he was aware that there were rising tensions, which he noted, which was he felt was odd. That he says tensions between nations, yet there's been no contact whatsoever with Alzadora. There's been no hint of anything. There's just continual escalation of news, but unfounded accusations which have been made out to be fact in news, like with town crying articles and things like that he's known have gone out, and he was concerned with this, and he took these concerns to the council, to the Lord General and Cromwell Leethern, and he raised his concerns of raising tensions, how it's going to affect the populace when there's no need to, and then he felt that his concerns were just kind of brushed aside, and from that moment on, he felt as though he was being cut off from any kind of valued information. And he was concerned about what is happening.
No, he really had no part in it. It sounds like. Not that I know.
Yeah, you don't.
I'm asleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you wanted to look for anything else.
Does he have in the when does the journal stop?
Shortly before his death.
And does and in those final, I'd be fucking worried if it carried on afterwards.
No, but it didn't. It wasn't.
Leave my catalogue.
No,
is there any indications that he
fascinated?
Was he? Does he mention his illness? Because it was a long running thing, wasn't it? He was dying. He didn't just drop down dead.
Yeah. He was. It was a long running illness. Yeah, definitely.
Does he think that it was foul play? Does he believe that possibly Leethern was trying to bump him off?
Do you want to roll another investigation then for how much information you want to glean from this? Sorry, then we'll get to what Helena's. 4. You got to a point where you got to a point where you're like, yeah, I'd really, that's really interesting. Actually, yeah, I want to read this next bit, and then you start getting tired. You get to a point where you start reading the same paragraph about 4 times, and you're not taking it in. You're like, no, I need to sleep. So then, Helena, you got like what 21 or some such.
Yeah, some
26. It was over 20 anyway. It was high. So, well, you just looking in general at these. It's the research into the old gods. Yeah. So, general information, how much you could glean in like the short space of time on the run up to going, like, calling it a night. He basically, the first starting points of these kind of two tomes that you've got is all about why he wanted to start the research. It's because he feels that he found in certain ancient texts and certain kind of like dig sites and ancient ruins and things like that, that he feels like there were different deities worshipped, and particularly there was never ever been mention of a monotheistic religion, which is what Hatheria has currently.
Yeah.
So he led to believe that this monotheistic religion is a very modern aspect, so wanted to dig into what ancient Hatherians actually worshipped, because there was no record on. So he began his research. He started trying to with existing tomes in Hatherian libraries and such, which were incredibly scarce mentions of anything. The only mentions that he could find were of adventurers or other diaries of people who have actually been out in the world and actually found either artifacts or ruins and mentions out in Hatheria. So he started funding expeditions to try and dig up kind of other information basically on it. And he said that in there that it always comes down to these same individuals. The same five, six. I don't have my book. I really should have had my book.
Give me all.
I'm not going to give you all the information. I'm going to give you what's off the top of my head. So, yeah, it's always the same mentions of these same deities, and the occasional mentions of champions of these deities. Like, they've always had some, like, it's as though that they never interfered much in day-to-day running of man's life, up until every now and again, every generation or two, or sometimes a gap of 100 years or some such, that they would be in direct contact with somebody, set them on some sort of path or a quest or something, set them down, and some sort of journey, a lifelong journey, and it's a reoccurring thing, time and time again, and it's always the same mentions, same names, and the same symbols representing these people.
Is there a recent one, like, or a current champion that's been noted?
Not that you're aware of, but you know from discussions that this lot, you suspect it might be these.
Interesting.
Yeah, you yourself have not had any contact, but you know from the talk, like with Thunder, like Hector wanting to Thunder to try and get these deities to converse with them again. It sounds as like this lot have been set on this path by these deities.
Yeah. I'll keep adding notes.
You can. There is space at the end of the journal if you wanted to keep adding to it if you wish.
Yeah, I'll get some more info off these lot, see what symbols, if they occur from what I've read.
Fine. There are plenty of pictures in there of these symbols. Yeah. So, I don't know if it's how much you wanted to just discuss with them, or you just observing.
Is Grom's around? If you would.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little chat with you.
with
Show you some pictures.
Okay, Grom will then tell you that we have. I've got my own notes where I've put guesses as to what I think. But the symbols that we have seen are a winged scroll, a blazing sun, a bird in flight, a gem-laced chalice, and a raised sword.
In fact, one of the symbols, the blazing sun, is in fact etched on Hector's shield.
Do I recognise any the
I was the winged scroll, and I haven't got a fucking clue what it means.
I have names next to them.
Pissed me off for months.
In my notes, from what I think, from what I've heard, but I don't know if it's common knowledge. So I don't know. I can't remember if that's something that we've heard as a party or something that I've picked up on through. Something. It must have been said at some point.
Yeah, they were. I mean, when
I think
you were underground, when you picked up the lyre, you found a diary passage from Galdron, and that had mention of the current chosen, as they were referred to in his passages, and the direct names of the deities in there.
So I've got Tia, Odur, Freya, a Baldur, and a Hermod. I think is the names I've got next to them. Yeah.
I'll take notes and check through my research.
The wing scroll. I have descriptions of all the guys. So the wing scroll, the one that visited Viridian, was a dark-haired man who's short, tight-fitting, black clothes. The blazing sun was a male, bright white tunic, symbol of a blazing sun, pure white hair. The bird in flight was a beautiful woman. The gem-laced chalice was a tiefling. The raised sword was a middle-aged human man, one-handed, mid-length, wavy, grey beard. It's yeah. That's I think that's about all I've got on them.
Coincidentally,
there you go, lassie. That's about all I've got on the subject that we've picked.
Coincidentally, it seems though Grom's involved in this conversation. Grom, he had a vision, in fact, a conversation with whoever visited him, and it was he was in fact handed a gemmed chalice in his dreamlike vision, but it was not from a tiefling.
Oh, right. Oh. This is brand new information.
Well, all knowledge is worth having.
Knowledge is power.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, and that's it. And then you then eventually put your head down. Head swimming with thoughts and ideas and concepts of what the hell might be going on. It's like, why this dysfunctional bunch?
Just all the symbols and writing just going around.
Spinning. No.
And you
yeah.
Yeah,
and you're like, why this? these bunch of misfits. That's putting it nicely. Yeah.
We have from the very beginning, when it was all innocent, we've managed to kill quite a few people, whether by accident or not.
Whether they were innocent or not, they're dead.
Yes.
You, in fact, nearly killed Grom.
Yeah.
Before you even spoke to him, you're like,
That's
I'll sneak up behind
actually.
him and snap his neck. I'm like, we've worked on months trying to build up to be introducing this new character. He's
already.
already dead.
Potentially. Oh God! Can you imagine if I had gone and done that as well? That would have been. David would have been crying.
He would, yeah. But yeah, shall we just have a quick 5-minute break?
Yeah.
And then we will reconvene, and then we'll see where the next leg of your journey takes you. welcome back. So,
it's D&D.
we had it's D&D. Yeah, we get so excited about. We took a slightly longer break than normal because I had to dig out my tome, and kudos to Andrew's note keeping because it was all pretty spot on. Yeah, all the bits that you quoted were perfect.
Good. The system works.
Yeah. So yes, you take a full night's rest, another long rest, if you needed to click it again, or if it's going to make any difference, go for it. So yeah, so you click your long rest button. So you wake up. You'll have done watches through the night. You're in the middle of nowhere. There's not a great deal around these parts.
Are we just travelling over desert here?
It's not desert as such.
Grasslands,
it's grasslands, but it's not the most thriving of grasslands.
Yeah.
It's
So like walking over the moors.
yeah, pretty much. So yes, you wake up. You wake up around mid-morning because of how late you left it before you went to sleep. Mid to late morning, so it's around 10:30ish, something like that. Are you just then going to pack up and head straight off again? Anything else you wanted to do? You can do anything you want. Hatheria is yours to do with whatever you wish.
Well, I think for once we're not getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
We're actually just going.
I know.
Go.
But I mean, there's not really.
To do. We're in the middle of bloody nowhere.
Yeah.
If there was a brothel, I'd be off. But
You've just gone past a town.
Yeah.
it was full of gobbos. I don't want a gobbo brothel.
Oh, they'll be dead, and we don't want to talk about that. So yeah. No. Oh, but they could be reanimated for you.
They could.
Oh, we're getting
I
rid
don't think that's any better. That's no better whatsoever. You say it like somehow
this is an adult
it's
channel,
better,
you know.
but it's just not. Right? We'll just lay it out there. There's no better.
So this channel is not for kids. It's fine.
We label it as such.
Yes.
But it still doesn't make
You're under
it any
18 and you're
better.
watching this. Pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're under 18 and you're watching this, you're going to get disturbed.
So
Moving
what are
on.
you doing?
Yeah,
just
is there anything my elven eyes can see? The eagle eyes can see.
well,
A
you
little
can,
lay of the land.
Yeah, you can march up to the top of the nearest hill. Have a look out. Make a perception, please.
NC Suite FA. It's an 8 + 8, so that's 16.
You have a look out. You
NC Suite
as
FA.
far as there, because it says you can see high detail up to a mile, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that was it. Features and traits. Eagle, you can see up to 1 mile away with no difficulty. Yeah.
No difficulty. So okay, you can see a few bits of animals here and there, dotted about, either grazing or there's like a few bits of deer around.
Ooh, let's get barbecue on.
And yeah, there's nothing untoward as such. You can see the river to the south of you. That's flowing away. Yeah, no, that's about it. Yeah, not a great deal.
All right, then, guys, let's turn me back into an eagle. Wait.
All right, so that's what you're doing.
Right.
And unless anyone else has to do anything, there's no.
No.
Is it just?
Or
Is it currently? Is it just Helena that's able to cast this?
No, Meridian can as well.
Meridian
No, I
can
can,
as well.
I can
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so you can only do it, what, 3 times between you?
No, 3
After
times
3
each.
Oh,
Three
so you can do
times
Each
6
got
hours.
3.
Then.
Yeah.
So you can do
no,
6
only,
hours.
What? No, because it
Oh, of
costs
course, there's
1
2 of
to
you.
turn 1.
Ignore
so,
me.
Yeah.
So,
Ignore me. Yeah. It's fine, yeah.
we've got 3
My
hours of
brain
flight.
was just like, no. Yeah, so 3 hours of flying between both lots of spell slots. Fine.
And
Turn back
then,
into some massive birds. And
I suggest we carry on walking down the river and follow the river line until night time.
fair
May
enough.
as well get the extra mileage in while we can. I mean, I
Yeah.
know it's only walking pace, but it's better than just sitting here for the next 10 hours until we fall
Yeah.
asleep.
Fair enough, yep.
Yeah.
So you set off then. You take another 3 hours of flight, stopping, recasting, setting off again, a few times, and then come the end of that, you land again, and actually, can you cast it as a higher spell slot? I'm just thinking aloud. If you wanted to, I don't think. I think can you? Or does it?
I don't know
Or,
if it does anything.
I don't think it
No.
does actually. Come to think of it, I was just thinking
No.
aloud.
No, it's not on there.
No,
so-
that's
No,
fine.
it doesn't
Don't worry
offer
about
it as a level 5.
it. Fine.
And if
Ignore
we
me
do
then.
hit someone on the track, we don't want to waste a level 5
You've
slot.
lost a level 5.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah, you land then, and by this point, I mean, you'd have had breakfast and such, so you're looking about 2:00ish. So yeah, you can keep walking the rest of the way for the day from there. At which kind of point you then just keep following the river, I assume.
Yeah, I think we just keep walking
Yeah,
down the
that's
river,
fine.
down the side of the bank. Just keep going.
That's fine. So you can do this a few times. So for the sake of brevity, you can do that in that's a day. Are you wanting to do any more kind of research during these days? Anything that people are wanting to achieve or do during this time? Has anyone got some crocheting they want to finish? Or
I'll just try and cheer Thunder up, I suppose.
I was going to say, hasn't Thunder
make sure
got attuned to his loot?
oh
Or is
yeah,
he
he did that on
yeah,
the first day. Yeah,
yeah.
did that.
Oh, right.
Just make sure he's all right. Try and have a laugh with him. Tell him about the part, what we've done, and
everything you've done. You've done so much since he was abducted and tortured for the last.
We need to get him. We need to get him to kill a few animals. We need to get him to kill a few animals for a bit of XP.
Killing balls in the wood.
Try and take his mind off what's happened to him in the past 2 months, and then start asking him more and more about Alzadora and bringing him to all the we're taking you back to your homeland, you excited to go, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you would tell him all about the things you've done, what you've achieved, the people you've met. You tell him about and murdered quite happily. Of Bo and of Binmeyer and all these people that you'd met and previously had not killed, which is joyful. And you think that as much as he's listening, he's interested in what you've done. He's not quite the same person he used to be.
Yeah.
He's been through a lot. He's been tortured for months, like a few months, yeah. But you mention of Alzadora and trying to get him to talk about his homeland again, and that seems to snap him out of it a bit more. He starts talking about the rich culture in his homeland and of how as much as they do love their music, taking him as a example of all Alzadorans would be not doing Alzadorans justice.
Yeah.
They have a rich culture and quite a high society. It doesn't quite have the social divide that Hatheria has. They still have their nobles, but their nobles aren't so far detached from the common people.
No, it's a bit more
it,
helpful. They're a bit more altruistic.
Yeah. A bit more benevolence. And he talks about like the great libraries of how they have massive free open libraries for all society to walk into, not just for those who can afford it. Helena's starting to... Helena's having wet dreams about it already. I'm going to spat all over a keyboard.
Just walking behind her with a mop.
Whoever she's flying on the back of. Sorry.
In fact, oh god.
Anywho, moving on.
And all of a sudden, Thunder starts going, "Oh, I know that smell." Snaps straight out of it. He's back to his old self.
Anywho, so is there anything else that anybody else wants to do or achieve? I don't know, because you get a fresh charge on the crystal ball of Scrilepathy.
Oh yeah.
On eat one a day, as well as the books, as well as the books to look at as well and things like that.
With the crystal ball, do you have to be stationary to use it? Or can you be using it while moving?
You can do it while on the move. Yeah, you can do it whilst on the back. I mean, it's tricky. Whoever else is riding with Meridian can hold on to him a bit more because he has to hold on to it and concentrate on it. But he can do it. It's doable.
To see if Pemberton's around.
I was gonna try and look for
Was it Pemberton who's come back to life?
Leahen, yeah. See where the army is.
I'm getting confused. Sorry, guess that's what I meant. Leahen, see if he's in this realm.
Yeah.
And no, he's the one who would be in the realm. Pemberton's the one who came back to life, but
Leahen should be leading the army.
Leahen, you'd want to go on to see if you can see him leading the army. Yeah.
I was just thinking if Pemberton's trying to follow us, that was all.
Yeah, he'd be another one, a good one to do.
Well, he's fucked. We're on the back of giant birds. He's got no fucking chance.
I think they've got no chance of catching us now because even if they went for the original plan, they have no idea where we are, and we're flying at stupid speeds as well. So
yeah, no. Let's have a look for Leighton.
Okay, so remind me on scrying. It is it a wisdom check? Cromwell has to make a wisdom save. You're making me get a dice.
Hey! I thought you'd have them prepared.
All of these within arm's reach. It was all
right. Oh. So they have modifiers on the save as well. So
okay.
Second hand, if you have heard of the target, they get a +5. First hand, if you've met the target, it's a 0. Familiar, you know the target well, they get a -5 on the modifier. If you've got...
I know him so well.
If you've got a likeness or picture, they get another -2. Possession or garment, they get a -4. A body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, or the like, they get -10 on the save. Wow.
Which you don't have.
If they are successful, you can't use a spell against them for another 24 hours.
But then you only get one charge a day anyway, so
yeah. So
so what we're saying? What was that? You
haven't got anything. Like
you don't have.
No.
But you've met him. But you're not that close.
No, so no modifier to his save then.
Right.
From that aspect. But I imagine
Yeah.
he'll probably have whatever is with them.
Didn't you say if you met him it was a -2?
No, if you've met him, it's just 0. If you know him well,
right, okay,
it's a
right.
-5 on his modifier.
Right, okay, right.
Okay, I'm gonna say he's saved because yeah. So I'm assuming what was the DC? It should be on the ball meridian.
Have we got it?
You should
Has
have.
he rolled a natural 20? And he's
No,
It's
not a
not.
natural
It's
20.
not in my.
All right.
It's not in my equipment.
Is it not?
No. I've
Well,
got the
it should be.
Bloodwell amulet and the robe of eyes, but I don't have.
Guys, I don't. You're not attuned to the Bloodwell amulet, are you?
I'm not attuned to it. No, I'm attuned to the robe of eyes.
No, but you can be attuned to 3 things.
I was going to say, you can be attuned to 3 items because I'm attuned to the helm and attuned to my sword, and I've still got a spell slot.
Oh, well, there you go. Then that's something I can do on our flight. Is attuned to me amulet.
I was going to say it'll help a lot.
Oh yeah. I assumed you already were.
Just add it as you.
It's a DC 17.
Oh right.
But so yeah, you focus on Cromwell Leathern and where he is, and your mind stretches out through the ball of scrylepathy, and you think you're about reaching wherever he is, and then your mind hits a barrier and just shoots back, and you are unable to scry upon it.
You rolled an 18.
Fair enough.
It's plus modifiers because it's a wisdom save, isn't it?
Ah, of course. Right.
So yeah. Yeah. So that's one day anyway.
We've got like another 5 days to go. Before
Yeah.
we get
So
there,
we can say there's going to be a few days away. So
How many days have we got saying?
So following the river. So let's say you got 1.
with the flying and the walking combined, I'd have thought it'd be 5 days.
From where you are now, 4.
No, 4.
You already did 1 effectively. So yeah, so you'll have a few more. On the you do 1 lot of flight. Reach around to. I'll put the map back on.
We do what?
No,
Reach around.
you
Reach
reach
around, apparently.
approximately to where the
This game is turning into utter filth.
Yormond is. It's just your minds.
I know we've been on our own a long time.
It just lives in the filth.
Hey, dude, I am the innuendo master.
Innuendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're approximately where it says Yormond. So as you kind of setting off for your second day, well, yeah, around here ish. For your second day, you can see on the horizon the ruins. Some sort of ruins, you don't know what, but it's big.
Oh, big ruins.
Yeah. Big, you don't know what it is.
Have we turned into eagles yet, or is this?
I'll have just said you have been. You can only see it once you're high up from the ground. You can't see it. Once you gain altitude, you can see far enough over the horizon to just see something.
Oh, it's a bit of a detour.
It's a lot of a detour.
And Thunder said he has in fact travelled through it before.
Oh, what does he?
Yes, he travelled through it on the way here. He travelled through it, and he was saying that he encountered people living there, but they were jittery, very standoffish, especially for not only outsiders, but he was a tiefling amongst humans living in ruins, effectively hiding. Though he didn't know what they were hiding from, he passed through with relative ease.
Side quest.
Well, they seemed to be They seemed to be hiding from something. He didn't know what.
Oh, come on, fuck it. I want to roll some dice. Come on.
I'm side quest tingling here. Come on, mate.
We're already making loads of ground up because of the flying. We were going to ride a boat all the way there, so we've made enough time up to go and have a
we've got enough time. Thank you, Gaz. Yes, if we were doing it on the boat, it would take us a lot longer to get there. We can have a little shifty up there. We can.
No, we don't.
Right. Well, I'm on the back of Cadell, so we're heading towards. You do what you want, you big fucking bird person. Me and Cadell, we're going. You punched a pissing dragon, right?
Yeah. Go on. You can give me this one. Go on.
How far out the way is it? Just look on the map. It's like 2 days out the way.
It's only the day out the way.
It's not. It's not at all.
It's only another
Just
day
think about the consequences of what you're saying here. What you're doing is letting the army get through the gate and into Aldadara before we get there and warn them, for the sake of going to a ruins which had jittery people.
Which could have something nice.
Just
inside.
think about it.
But there
That's
could be
been taken
treasure.
by these jittery people.
There could be treasure.
So
not a good
no, we've made lots. I mean, Hammer fell.
We got Arabella's parents killed because we wanted to go to a mushroom cave,
and we've broke Hammerfell.
All sorts of shit.
And who ate the mushrooms?
Have we not
who ate the mushrooms?
learned our lesson yet?
Yeah, but who ate the mushrooms?
I don't care. Have we not learned our lesson about going off on side quests?
No, I haven't.
Right,
I'll go with the majority, but just think about it.
If we'd just gone in the boat alone, we'd have been travelling a lot slower, and to get there probably would have taken us at least 8 or 9 days. We're flying in what's probably going to take us about 5 days. If this takes us a 1 day there and 1 day detour, that's only adds 2 days. So that means we still get there quicker than if we went on the badge.
It's adding 2 days.
Yeah, we're still down from 8 days to 7 days.
It's adding 2 days.
Because if you hadn't thought about flying...
If we survive this...
Yeah, on the way back, fine, we'll call into the ruins. It's still going to be there. Alzadora might not be.
You haven't even seen Alzadora. It might be shit. It might not be worth saving.
From what Thunder said, it sounds like the Promised Land.
Well, he would say that. That's where he's from. Christ, I used to say that about London, but it's a fucking shithole.
I used to say that about Scarborough, and it's a shithole.
Hey, don't badmouth Scarborough. Scarborough's lovely.
Hey, I lived in Scarborough for long enough to badmouth it. It's a shithole.
It's not.
Let's continue on the main quest then.
Yeah. I would not change cars if you guys want to put me as the
Tom was just there and knowing when he dangles something like that in front of me, he just knows I'm like...
All I'm doing is describing what you can see. You can see that Thunder had some knowledge of it.
It's like dangling a carrot in front of a hungry donkey. No, all right. I'll bow to peer pressure again.
Come on then. Let's just...
All I'm imagining is Thunder and Meridian on the back of Cadell, and then Thunder starts telling the story about, I've been through those ruins and this, that, and the other. Cadell automatically starts banking in that direction. Only for like everybody else from the Hector Eagle just go, where you going? No, but All right.
It's the fact it's on the map as a place, which means he's got something set up for it, and it's all written out and ready to go.
So
Okay. No, moving on.
Day 2. What similar kind of thing happens again then? For the second day, you fly for 3 hours, stopping and starting, recasting, and then walking the rest of the way.
Who are you scrying on? Brilliant.
Yeah, give us some scrying.
Can I have another go at Leighton?
You can have another go
in 24 hours.
You can indeed.
If we find out that he's fucking miles away, we're going back to the ruins.
If we find out, yeah. Or if we find out he's in those ruins, we're going back to those ruins.
No.
Quickly rewrite something real quick. It's just like no.
Is Leithern's at the head of the army, isn't he?
We believe so.
Well, we
Well,
think so.
all right, yeah, all right. We believe he's commanding the army.
But you try and reach out again. You fail to make connection.
Oh, he's got some serious. He'll have some serious bloody pluses on that roll.
But also on the kind of downtime you're getting, are you also wanting to research through these books as well?
Yeah, it's good. Cool. You sat on the back of an eagle for 3 hours, and then we're walking.
But then you're walking and then making camp every night. You've got time. You've got time to do shit. So I assume Helena's wanting to continue reading through these books. Anything in particular you're looking for, wanting to glean information of?
You've got like a week's worth of reading. Just keep going through it.
Just keep going through, like chapter after chapter.
Fine. You do notice that there was information, because since around campfire chat of these guys talking about taking mushrooms in a cave, and that there was note of a mushroom cave in roughly the same kind of location which they were discussing, finding records of the symbols on the walls there, and he kind of comes to. Of course,
it did.
It did. He came to the conclusion that that he was puzzled as to why there were series of them, like they were messages through time. They were very, very ancient ones, like incredibly ancient, like thousands and thousands of years old, which is the same symbols, the same depictions. And then there was another one in the same cave which sent newer, but of the same symbols, and then another one of the same symbols but newer, from a different age, different art style, and there were like a series of them, steadily getting newer and newer, up until stops at a certain point. But even then, they were still very old, older than Hatheria's current history, as much as history they have written.
And then Hector decided to eat some mushrooms.
Yeah, and you know from adding that to these guys' stories, you'll know that these guys also then added their mark to the same thing, continuing the trail of.
We did.
You did, except you decided to ink it in glowing mushroom.
Yes,
So it glowed in
the dark.
Glowed in the dark. These symbols, as the most modern version of these depictions, which was cool. But you carried on the tradition, even though you didn't know exactly why. Yeah, an interesting point. Meridian, were you again looking in?
Yeah, just what else do I want to look for?
What You could
I'm
try
just
and
gonna- can I-
do.
Just-
You
just
can try
have a
again
skeg.
with the bit you wanted, even though.
No,
'cause-
I'm gonna work my way through it, but just for
Hmm.
looking of mentions of me,
Okay.
because yeah,
If you look at roll an investigation then, please. Because you're thumbing through looking for something specific.
fucking hell,
Natural
5.
1. No.
Fair enough.
You got no pluses to an investigation?
That was with a plus.
Ah, shit.
No. No. Funnily enough, he doesn't make much mention of his son. Not that you've noticed. There's lots of mention of his work. Not only his work at within the government of Hatheria, but within the university as well. Which also made it a bit awkward for when you were studying there, but that's a different kind of issue you had with him. So, day 2
Moving on.
comes to an end. You make camp, and a little further on. So you again say you study for the evening, make camp, and there's not much to tell at these kind of regions. You wake up again. You're able to wake up relatively early next day. Before you then set off again, and you can do again very similar again. You can.
I'm going
burn
to
your
attempt
spells.
to scry. I'm going to attempt to scry Binmire,
Okay.
because with Angel Run being overrun and everyone fleeing, I wonder where he's going and if he's heading in the same
Well,
direction as us.
he wasn't in Angel Run. He was in Garden Springs.
Oh, was it Garden Springs? Oh,
He was
shit,
in the
yeah, it
city
was,
of Garden
wasn't it?
Springs down south.
It
Yeah.
was different one.
Yeah. And you're probably trying to scry a level 20, which is...
Why
Well,
not
I've got
try
I've
and
got Bin
Oh, no.
I've got Binmire's cuddly mascot. Does that count as a
possession.
as
I feel like you know
possession?
you'd class as knowing him well as well, to be honest, because we spent a fair bit. We were at the pub with him quite a bit.
You spent a good few nights at the pub just talking shit, and then you went with him to the arena and shit, and he crafted that as well. So
yeah,
I think that's knowing him well, definitely.
and
I'll
the
allow
possession.
it.
It's like a -15 to no
Minus 10.
The -10 was if you've got like body part or nail or something.
Oh,
Possession
right,
is
not that much.
possession's -5, and then knowing him well is another -5. So yeah, -10.
Still a -10 then.
Yeah.
Still -10.
All right. I have now got to find his stats now. I wasn't expecting to need Binmire's stats. There he is. Goran
Throwing you
Binmire.
a curveball.
Oh, always. It wouldn't be D&D if you didn't. Okay. Okay. You successfully connect with Binmire. You focus in on him. What kind of time of day are you doing this? When you wake up before you take flight?
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to wake up thinking of it, and I'm going to think, fucking Binmire.
Gonna
have a bit of Binmire.
Yeah, you then scry on him, and he is just in the process of getting some breakfast down him. Basically, he's up relatively early. He's dressed. He's walking with his walking stick, but he's sits down at a table with a little plate of kind of basic meats, and a bit of bread at the side. Nothing fancy.
Safe.
He doesn't seem stressed. He's just going about his business.
Can I communicate with him?
You can telepathically communicate with him.
Oh, I didn't realise you could do that when scrying. You can talk to him.
No,
as well.
that's not on a normal scry. This is a crystal ball of scrylepathy, which allows him to also telepathically communicate. Just this magical item allows him to do it. Yeah,
that's amazing.
That means
you could.
What's your cholesterol?
If you'd managed to pass with the other guy, you could have just telepathically gone, "Fuck you, asshole."
That's what I was going to do. I was going to call him a twat. Bring
my mic closer for Binmire.
So was Binmire in Garden Springs?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so they're probably still safe down there.
He just starts chewing on it. He's like, now who the hell?
Binmire, it's Meridian.
Meridian. It ain't something I know you to do, like. And how you doing, eh?
We're not bad. Just out of interest, we've discovered that Angel Run have mobilised and are in the proceeds of invading Alzadora. And basically, my scrylepathy wasn't working on anyone else, so I just thought I'd give you a quick tinkle, see how things were, and just
ball or now.
It doesn't. It's irrelevant. But basically, is there anything you know about this invasion? And also, Angel Run is currently up to its arse in zombies, and a giant pyramid's popped up from underground. Don't suppose you could shed any light on that, could you?
Undead Angel Run. Oh no, not seen anything like that down here. No, we how long it's been since you've set off a bit of fire? Yeah. I know about arm immobilizing. It won't look like stopping much, no. They took supplies, but ain't for stopping for nothing.
Oh well.
They've still got quite a way to go to get to Arrowgrass, don't they? Oh, yeah. I can't remember. Yolnor, that's where we're going. Sorry.
They were, as far as you were aware, there's a pass just beyond Yolnor.
Yeah. So they were going Garden Springs and Yolnor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, we could have done the ruins. We'd still.
Well, how long? Ask Meridian. Ask him. We hear what Meridian's asking him? We can't, can we?
It's all
we can hear what he's saying,
now.
but we won't be able to hear the response.
No, he can do it all in his head. It's all telepathic.
Don't forget to ask him how long ago the army were there.
Binmire, Hector says hello. He says, how long ago did the army leave Garden Springs?
Oh, I mean, a few days ago.
Oh, fuck.
He says, oh, fuck. Well, I think that's everything. Anything else? Anyone else got anything to say to Binmire?
You don't mind, I want to finish my food line.
Yes, you crack on. Thank you very much. Nice talking to you. Say hello to your niece, or daughter, whatever. I can't remember.
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter, yes.
Donna.
Yes. Yes, Donna. Yes. Well, nice talking to you, Bimbo. Look after yourself.
Don't get yourself killed now.
I'll do my best. How do you turn this off?
And then that's the last thing he hears.
So, like,
Sure.
Garden Springs to Yolnor is 168, 180 miles. You've got a marching army on foot.
They got about
They're
weeks to travel.
They're definitely going a lot slower than us.
You from the kind of time scale that you now have of when you believe you reckon they set off from Angel Run to when they arrived in Garden Springs, they're traveling. They're traveling faster than you thought they were doing.
Yeah, that is faster than what we thought. We thought it'd be like between 7 to 10 days to get to Garden Springs from Angel Run.
Yeah, you thought it was traveling. You thought they was traveling on foot, marching army, resting and moving and doing to move an army of that size with cannons and food supplies and everything else, and then making camp that size and such takes a long time, but they're moving a lot swifter than you thought they were going to do.
They're using magic.
Yeah.
There's no way that they could keep that up. They'd be exhausted by the time they got to Alzadora. There's definitely. I mean, Dad was part of the whole inner circle at Angel Run, and there were many mages, and you know, if we can manage to turn two of you into birds and fly, think of what they could do. They've got the resources, they've got the money, they've got the manpower. We need to get a wiggle on.
Yeah.
And also, didn't we also give them the item that we found?
Mm-hmm.
Which was meant to be very powerful as well. Doesn't he?
The Binmeyer's maps.
No, the actual crystal, the stone.
Oh, that one.
The original quest that we got sent to get. Yeah.
Yes, and Binmeyer's maps.
Oh, which have got. They're enchanted to you, which.
Oh yeah, you haven't.
Yeah.
You didn't know
so
about that,
if you kill Cadell, it destroys the maps.
Just saying.
If we give him the maps.
If you destroy the maps, does it kill Cadell?
You got captured and arrested by him, and you got taken from your possessions.
Yeah.
Oh, when we went to prison.
When you went to prison.
Yeah. And I can't remember his name. Turned up as a new character, but then we've not seen him again.
Harul.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harul, which
Harul the swine.
Who then stabbed you in the back last session, a couple of sessions ago.
Yeah. Cunt's dead anyway. Fuck it.
Well, he's not, though, is he?
Is he?
Probably not.
I'll kill him again.
He was dead when you left him, anyway.
Yeah.
We have no quicker way of doing this, do we? So let's.
This is literally the fastest way of travelling. It is like flying for 3 hours and then walking on it. It's the fastest way you can possibly go.
My throat was not prepared to do a Binmeyer.
They're going to be entering Alzadora from the south. We'll be entering Alzadora from the north. So we're still going to have to then
get to the chopper.
Get to them as well.
Get to the capital.
Go to the chopper.
Get to the capital.
So, all right, yeah, you're right. Screw the ruins. We good call. We do need to make a move.
Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, keep moving.
So that was your scry for the day. Research for the day.
Come
Anything
on,
particular?
Let's get through these diaries.
Right, let me go for a wee.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read the diaries in general.
Thunder, play us some reading music, and I'll pretend to read some books as well.
Pretend to read some books. He's like, that's upside down, you know.
He pulls a level 1 Chip and Kipper book out from his robes and stuff.
Yeah, here's a picture book.
Floppy has a-
yeah, you're just generally reading through it.
General, yeah.
Okay, just roll. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Roll an investigation. Go for it.
Oh, that's better. 17.
Ooh, lovely. Okay. You know then from that you start reading through it. There's a lot of information you just try and skip past because it's just a lot of day-to-day running of his day-to-day business. You know, between doing his studies at the university and working there, giving lectures and such. You found that there was an entry on someone putting pressure on one of the noble houses. Lady Carmine Graydon was actually putting pressure on Daddy Trevelyan because she is a big donor of the university in general, and a massive donor. She gives massive amounts of gold. Her name is generally plastered all over the halls and such everywhere. And you then know that she was putting pressure on him for him to personally train her daughter in the ways of magic, even though he doesn't really do personal tutoring, but he feels like he should, just to keep the donors happy, basically. This was few months, well, probably about 3 or 4 months ago now. Yeah. So yeah, it's putting pressure on him, and he reluctantly agreed to train their daughter, which was one a lady, Helena Graydon.
Ah. Kept that fucking quiet.
What, me? There's plenty of Helenas around.
And were you aware that this was my father that was teaching you?
No, I didn't know.
Very well.
Thunder's plane just goes what? Like
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah. Like hit an odd note.
He just goes, come on, Thunder. I think you need to have a chat. We'll just awkwardly move away.
To be fair, though, why would Helena know?
Yeah, because I mean, I wasn't even on the scene at that point, so
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
You've not gone by that name.
No. No, fair enough. I shall just twiddle my tash.
It is a good tash, to be fair.
Pyro. Yeah.
And Helena, you
find out I've been shagging your mum.
through completely random notes of it's like, why was this scribbled on the side of it? What are these illustrations?
What is this illustration?
Yeah, for some reason there's a centerfold in this one, but no. But no. Yeah, for you to carry on reading through, there's very few texts as such to actually find. So a lot of the passages in here are very much there was this expedition, to go out, there was a more symbols found, or we can actually get an idea of a date range, and there was one point of an actual mention of some names when you did find actual passage, which catch my mic, my apologies, vigorously flicking through pages. What was it now? It would have been a Deek Grimslaw, and they believe this to be one of the champions of the these ancient gods, and he believed this to have been approximately 1,000 years ago. But as to any other information beyond that, he wasn't so certain. So, you keep scribbling on your notes and reading on. So, where were we?
I can see the note master is already making more notes.
Frantically making notes.
It's been a good episode for
good law session. So 1, 2, 3, and so next leg of flight would take you beyond this confluence of the river.
Well remembered.
Thank you. Took me a second. And then walking would not quite bring you to Bridge Reach.
But
that's probably good.
It's probably the best idea is to do a long rest here and then walk the rest of the way, because if we do get into trouble around Bridge, or do we just want to fly over Bridge Reach?
No, I think
I think we fly over. I feel like we're inviting trouble to ourselves.
No,
we're taking an Alzadoran and a dwarf. There's going to be questions.
Are we gonna? Do we know anything about Bridgend or whatever the fuck it was called?
We do know
Bridge.
we do know the army is like 200 miles away. So
if Haruls has been revived and told them our plan, they'll know we're heading this way, so they'll have been told to keep their eyes out.
But do we know that Bridge Reach will be loyal to Leathand?
It's a military. It's a military force.
Yeah, it's a military outpost. Yeah.
Is it? Cadell, you'd know that, wouldn't you?
Cadell's never been posted there.
But it is still. I would say that it is a military outpost.
It's a historical outpost. It was built during the last Great War with Alzadora.
Would I know if it was still garrisoned?
Make a history check.
Oh, God, that's something I've never had to do with this character.
Oh no.
History. It's just a +0. Straight history check. It is a 17. Ooh.
That's all right. You know military things pretty well. You know that it was built during the Great War as a defensive position for several points of passage throughout the Arbarath Mountains, or what used to be referred to as the Arbarath Nation, which Bridge Reach was one defensive point. After the war, it was continued to be manned, but that was, let's say, the end of the war was a couple of 100 years ago, and there's not been any reference to it continually being manned any further. It's never been officially announced that you no longer man there, but you've also you've been banded around from regiment to regiment, and you've never been posted there, or even had a hint of talk of anybody who's ever been posted there. Because you talk to a lot of people, and yeah, you've never known anybody being posted out this far east.
So the chances are there might not even be anybody there.
Mm.
We could use one spell slot to fly us all there and do a bit of a recce.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're still at the point of you flying up to the point, and
we're still like 24 miles away, or like 12 miles away.
Well, but we're still in this day of traveling like to there to there.
Yeah. So from there, we're still another like at least.
Yeah. So you having your long rest at the end of that.
What's the benefit of going there, though? I mean, if it is a military installation and they're loyal to Leithern, we're in serious fucking trouble. I don't see any benefit. Yeah, and if it's not, what's the benefit? We might as well just fly over it, have a kip here, turn back into birds, fuck off.
Yeah.
All right.
No, yeah, fair play. All right.
Right then.
Get your spray on.
You know, like. Just, the mansion might be a.
Oh, it's struggling.
A nice sort of something that's been left in the armory or from the old war that could be amazing.
Oh, that could be.
This is,
it could have been. It could have been. It could be a TPK
for 200 years. That I mean, look at 40k. The older, the more powerful. But oh, just lost connection to.
Well, I can still hear
it's
you.
Reloaded. It's fine.
Yeah. So are you going to do your last scry of this kind of journey then, or who are you gonna scry on for this leg?
Try. This is before he's done it. Why don't you try Dengal? Because he should be with. Have you ever met him actually? This is actually.
I was trying to think of someone that would be on the squad with him.
You've probably never met.
That's less powerful. Yeah, that's lower level.
Meridian probably has met him in passing.
So it'd be
only in passing.
Same concept of.
But probably less wisdom than.
No modifier. Yeah.
But probably
Yeah, we'll give it a punt.
Yeah.
All right.
Carlos
Dengal. Did I have his on there? All right.
Tom frantically looks up his wisdom stats and his accent.
All right.
He only needs the accent if he fails the check.
I know, right?
I'm surprised you've not tried Trevelyan. I know they said he was dead, but
and you.
I didn't want to talk to him when he was alive.
Yeah, good point.
You fail to connect to Carlos Dengal, the Lord General. Unfortunately, there you go. So, yeah. Any last kind of bits of information you want to try and look up in these books? Nothing.
No. Can't think of anything else that could be of any benefit. I'll just have a general flick through the.
Just have a skeg.
I'll have a skeg through the other books. Just a quick flick to see if anything. Yeah, just to see if anything.
All right.
Rings a bell, seeing as I am one of the chosen few.
Fair enough. See if there's any mention of you lot. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So if he's aware of the deities and the chosen and the fact that I'm his son, was he aware that we were the chosen? because he
Okay.
only recently died, and we've been on our quest for some time now. And when we saw the date, he was still alive and kicking, wasn't he?
He was, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, you make an investigation for that. And
Fucking hell,
Helena,
that's
if you want to have a
the
think
whole-
about what you want to look for.
That is the third 4 that I've rolled on these investigation checks.
Oh dear. Then no, you can't find.
Tweet FA.
Again, it's another set of books from your dad, and you can't find any mention of you in it whatsoever.
Dickhead.
Maybe you should stop looking for mentions of you. just yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the last couple of entries. At the end.
All right. Looking for anything in particular? I mean, you can always just message me if you're ever wanting to.
Yeah, I'm going to.
All right, fair enough. So,
It's like that, is it? Now we're
it is.
keeping
It's
secrets
like
from
that.
the party.
Hey, you can't say shit about keeping secrets from the party.
No, you can't.
Half,
Official.
half of the sessions are you keeping secrets from the party. Or, pissing off on your own, or, going for a piss,
Yeah, he's like wandering off whilst everyone else was.
Can't multitask, can he? He's now messaging Tom.
He is, yeah, he absolutely is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did.
but yeah, but seeing as though that's probably going to be another message back, we can do that separately. So, at which point then you kip down for the night and trying to decide what kind of plans to make as you make your final approach towards Bridge Reach.
Lose you.
Sorry?
We completely lost you there.
Did you?
We lost you there at the end.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just saying that as you kip down for the night, as you make your final approach towards Bridge Reach, and decide. Yeah, I was in fact wrapping up. So I was in fact going to call that a nice point to call it for the sesh, and you made some good ground, literally.
Yeah.
Flying.
It was a good call for the Eagles. It was a good call.
Yeah, you made some good speed.
Should have suggested that at we should have just done that straight from Angel Run.
Oh yeah, because you did a good side quest flying and back, and then you went, nah, let's not fly anymore. Let's row.
Yeah, I don't know.
You let me swim across a river and get a boat and get everyone across.
But
to be fair, I didn't know we could do that because I wasn't on that episode.
You weren't here.
So.
But still, that was a great sesh. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you very much. And catch us again in another 2 weeks' time when hopefully I say this every time, hopefully we'll have everybody. I mean, it's always unlikely to actually have everybody here because life happens.
Well,
but
in theory, I should definitely be there for that one.
Everything's always in theory till something happens. But you never know what life's going to throw at you.
We've got people's.
Because I mean, at the moment we've only got
to the new house.
we're only missing Dave this week because he's got a poorly family. So these things happen, and all the best to him and his family. Hope everybody's well soon. But until next time,